My name is Nick Brown, founder of Cooking Physics, and I help professional chefs become inspirational leaders by focusing on their passion, their profession, and their personal development. Okay, I hope this is working this time. If it's not, then we're just going to call it good. It appears everything is working. So let me put you right here. Here I am. 1 second. Gotta get on here. The technology is not working for me today. Here we go. And let's make sure everything is going well. Do I have everything that I need to be working correctly? And here we go. Sweet. Okay. I think we're good. We're good. I think we hit it. All right. This is the last time. I'm glad this is finally working. Now, let me just double check. All right. This is... Yes. Okay. Got audio actually happening, so that is good. I've got video that wasn't working the last time. Going live is a lot of fun. So, let me pull you back onto the previous screen and so that you can see what it is that I am working on that we're going to be talking about. The thing that I have switched back and forth for the last 3 times I've tried to go online. So, here we have... we are going to be talking about the mise en place, the focus on your mise en place. This is the third rule that I have that teaches you the key 6 rules that I have for working in restaurant kitchens. So what we have here, what I want to talk about is what exactly is a mise en place. Now, I'm sure all of you chefs out there know exactly what I'm talking about, but if you're not a chef, then you need to, what mise en place is all about is it is about making sure everything is in its place. It is a French term that means exactly that. And the whole point behind it is that you need to make sure that everything is sitting in front of you like it should. Okay? Everything is sitting as it should in front of you. You've got all of your prep ready to go. You've got all of your, everything is cut, diced. Everything is ready to be thrown into the saute pan. You have your salt and pepper. You have your squeeze bottles. You have your saute pans. Your ovens are hot, the fryer is hot, everything around you is ready to go. And that's what this mise en place is all about. It's getting you and setting you up for success so that when the service starts, you can be 100% focused on service and you're not trying to do some prep here or there. You're not forgetting something, not having to go and get a spoon or a ladle or anything like that. Okay? That's what mise en place is all about. It is about making sure that everything is in its place where it's supposed to be, and you're able to focus on 100% the service that's not going on at hand. Because what happens is if you don't have everything right there, when you're working in a restaurant, everything has to do with seconds. It doesn't have to do with minutes or hours, it's seconds. The 30 seconds that it takes for you to go get something and come back is 30 seconds that you could have had 1 or even 2 plates up if they're simple plates. Okay? And things are going so fast in the kitchen that if you don't have everything 100% ready right there, one chef, one cook that is not ready can slow down the entire operation. And if you slow down the entire operation, what can happen is all of a sudden the people who have made reservations now don't have a place to sit because you've taken too long to get the food to them. And then the next table takes too long to get the food. And the next table takes too long to get the food. And by the next person that's going to come and replace the person that's sitting in that chair, the person that's sitting in that chair is still eating when they need to be gone. Okay? That's the importance of having your mise en place ready, having everything ready to go. Now, the best chefs can figure out how to kind of, guide and move things around and how to speed things up and slow things down. But you don't want to have to do that. So, the mise en place, everything in its place, is very important when it comes to the kitchen. One of the things that, if you think about what exactly is mise en place in the kitchen, now that I've explained it to you, what kind of concepts can you think of that are your mise en place for your life, for what's going on in your life currently right now? Okay? Think about it for a second. You could having your mise en place ready. Do you know what your schedule is going to be like? Do you know what you're going to be doing the next couple of days? Or is everything just kind of, thrown together? Do you know what you're working on? Do you know the end product? Do you know the end goal that you have? Do you know the steps that you're going to be taking to get to that goal? See, the last couple of weeks, or last couple of days, I've been talking about that rule of 3. First of all, you get that end destination. Then once you've got that end destination, you figure out how you're going to get there, what skills you need to learn. Then for the next 90 days, and then for the next 30 days, you're going to focus on 3 aspects that are going to help you achieve those 3 goals in your life. So what are you going to do today? That's part of your mise en place. What are you going to do for the next couple of days, for the next week, for the next month? That's part of your mise en place. The other thing that I talked about is tasting everything. When you've got your mise en place sitting right in front of you, you need to taste it. You need to figure out what's going on. So as you're going about through your day, are you spending the time in your mise en place, in your schedule, and really being present about what's going to happen in that time period? What is your goal? What is your intention? What do you plan on doing? Like, you're going to go, watch your son play baseball. Okay? Are you going to go there just to be there and be on your phone the entire time, talking about something else or going about work or something? Or are you going to be there, purposefully there? Tasting that moment. You've got the mise en place sitting there. You've made the schedule. You've got the mise en place there. Now, are you sitting there and you tasting life? Are you enjoying life? Are you having that, being present in that time? So each one of these rules that I'm talking about, the rule of 3, taste everything, and now focus on your mise en place, it's all about trying to really get your entire life into a place where you can enjoy it, where you're not scrambling for things. You're not trying to pick up the slack because you've already planned it out. You already figured out what's going on. See, as chefs, we tend to focus a lot on the mise en place, but then in our outside lives are just like, it's just whatever. It's just, my focus is on my work, is on my passion, is on the thing that I love to do. And everything else is just a bother, okay? I'm trying to help switch that, where yes, your work is your passion. Your work is something that you love doing, and it is going to be a very integral part of your life, but I want you to focus on those other things as well. Because if you don't focus on those other things, and you just focus on the work, just focus on the thing, it will be very difficult to become the best that you can be, okay? You may be able to become the lead line cook, the sous chef, and you might even be able to make it to the executive chef while still having that very, very narrow mindset. But I'm going to tell you, you won't be very successful in that aspect. Okay. And what I mean by successful is everything will revolve around work. You won't have a life around it. When things start to slow down, you will get bogged down. You will burn yourself out. So having this mise en place and having all these things in front of you is really about how do you create and how do you intentionally plan your life and plan your future so that you can get to that executive chef position and enjoy it fully. So I know I'm kind of hitting you really hard, but if you're still watching this, I know that you are the kind of person who really wants this and you want to go deep. So if you want to continue going deep, I'm going to put a plug in for the group coaching because I'm doing group coaching. And if you want to get in on that, I've got it at a low price right now. I've got it at $47 a month. And I'm just going to go through each one of these concepts just like I'm doing right now. But I'm going to save them and record them. You're going to be able to go and do a live call. I'll get on there and I'll teach. And then we'll break you up into groups and you kind of talk to each other, build your network. And then also afterwards, after that, we'll pick one or two of you and I'll coach you personally for about 10 minutes. And then all this stuff is going to be saved and recorded and then put on the website so that you, while you're in this membership, can continually go back and see that. If you can't make it one week or another, that's fine. It's recorded. It's there. Also, all previous meetings are going to be there as well. So this is a brand new program. I'm just starting it out. So if you want to get in and get that one-on-one coaching for just $50 a month, get in now. I mean, less than $50 a month, $47 a month is what I'm putting it at. And we can talk about this. So continuing on. Sorry about that. I'm just really excited about this because I really think this is a great opportunity. So what we're going to talk about, continuing on with this, is with the mise en place. When I think about mise en place, we're scheduling out your day. One of the things that I learned early on, I took a class in college. It was all about time management. And in this class, they talked about this concept that was just coming out. Hadn't been very popular yet, hadn't hit mainstream too much yet. It was just still a concept, and it was time blocking. And the whole point and the premise behind this time blocking was that you would set apart a certain amount of time, and you would focus on that thing, and on one thing only, or on a series of tasks that were all interconnected. You would focus on that for that time period, and when the time period was done, you'd stop, you'd take a break, and then you'd go on to the next time block. And it was just time block, break, time block, break, time block, break, and then you could do the other things. And if you did it right, you were able to focus and get 2, 3, 4 times as much done in that small amount of time than it would have taken you had you not had that time block, that period of focus. Now, as chefs, as cooks, working in a restaurant, what are the options? What are the possibilities of you being able to say, I'm going to focus on one thing during one period of time? Like, if you're on the line, you can't just focus on one plate. Okay? You've got to focus on the plate the one that you're plating up right now, the stuff that's in the fryer, the stuff that's in the oven, the stuff that you're sauteing, and everything else that's going on. And then you got to communicate with the other chefs to make sure that you're all going to put everything up together at the same time. Okay? So you can't just focus on one thing. You can't, like, when you're working in the prep and you're prepping, it's like, if you got to have water boiling, get some water boiling, get the pasta in there, and don't sit there and watch it. You got to do something else. You don't have enough time to sit there and watch the water boil, watch the pasta cook. Set a timer and get back to it. Get back to your work. Stir it every once in a while. Or you got something in the oven, throw it in the oven and start working on something else. So we're constantly multitasking. We're constantly doing multiple things at the same time. And the best chefs are able to do it really, really well. So when you think about it, that is completely opposite of what time blocking is. Time blocking is focusing on one task, right? So I had the hardest time trying to figure out, it's like, I know the benefits of time blocking because I've done it outside of work. how can I put this into work? Again, with time blocking, they're usually like 1-2 hours tops, then take a break. You have to take a break. I'm like, service lasts for 5-6 hours. How are you supposed to take a break in the middle of service? You don't. You're just on. We chefs, we cooks, we are some of the highest performing people in the world. Okay? The amount of multitasking that we can do, okay? The amount of multiple things that we can keep track of. The leadership that we have in the kitchen as you move up the ranks, you are guiding and project managing multiple people constantly and dealing with situations, crises all the time. We can focus for a very long amount of time, and we will work 10, 12, 14 hours without having a break. And we love it. We just love it. Okay? We're dead at the end, but we love it. Okay? So we are high performers. But if we continue down this path and we continue to burn ourselves and push ourselves this much all the time, it can lead to burnout. And what does that mean for us? We don't think of it as burnout. We think of it as we just lost the passion. That it's just not fun anymore. We were not where we hoped we would be at this point in time. So we just start getting a little, some chefs become jaded and bitter. Some just say, forget this, I just want to be a cook again. That's our burnout. Okay, we don't consider it burnout because we're in the grind and we just go. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out, what is this time blocking? How can I put this time blocking into my career as a chef so that I can gain the benefits of it, but I don't lose what it is that is a chef? What I found was that regardless of the position you're in, you can still time block. It's a little bit more fluid. The time slots are a little bit longer, but you still focus on one series of tasks, take a break. Another series of tasks, take a break. Another series of tasks, take a break. Now, this is very important. I really want you to get this. If you're the cook, I'm talking to you. You show up for work. What is the first thing you need to do? You're prepping your line. Okay? You're getting ready for the day. That's your time block. Boom. Carve that out. Right during that time, that is what you're focused on. You're going to try and block everything else out, and you're just going to focus on that prep. So you get in there, pow, you pull out your prep list. You work on your prep list. Okay? You knock one thing, the next, the next, the next, and the next. You prioritize the things. You put the things that could be sit on the back burner or in the oven. We'll put those in first, and then you work on the chopping, the knife, the fine knife skills, stuff like that throughout while everything else is cooking, and you're done. Boom. Remember the rule of 3. Okay? Remember to taste everything, right? But that's your time block right there. Prep time is your time block. You stop, everything is ready, you checked everything off. You need to take a break. It doesn't have to be 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be 20. It doesn't have to be a half an hour. That's too long. We don't have that kind of time. So what kind of a break is it? It's like 5 minutes. Go outside, okay, and take a break. After I go through all these different time blocks that we've got, I'll just go over what it entails to take that break and how you can build up that energy. So you come back from your break. Now it's service time. Okay? You have the little pre-service or whatnot, and then you go in there and you focus and you make sure that your mise en place is ready. 100%. And then you go. Service time. Just pushing stuff out. Multitasking like crazy. Doing the things that we are good at. Creation, perfection, absolute crushing it. That's what we're good at. That's what we love. We love that rush. We love that feeling of just pounding stuff out, that grind. It builds the adrenaline. It's so much fun that you just need... Every single time I think about it, it's like, oh, that's so much fun. I love doing it every single time. Okay? You get through it, dealing with all the issues that are happening during that time. Yeah, it's service, okay? Once you're done with service, you stop. Boom. Go take another break. Service is over, go take a break. Okay? If you're lucky and there's waves, you might be able to take a little break in between. Go take that break. Okay? If you're the sous chef, help your cooks take that break during the different waves. Okay? Help them out. Say, take 2 minutes. Go take a break. Again, I'm going to tell you about the break a little bit later. After you come back from the break, it's all about your cleanup time. Clean up. Get ready for the next day. That's what the third portion is. Okay? When you're done with that, and you're focusing and you're using this time block method and taking those breaks, at the end, you're just as energized as you were before. You were excited about what's happening. Service went great because your mise en place was ready. You were tasting everything. Everything was spot on. You had everything you needed because you followed the rule of 3. Your service was amazing. And you go home on a high. You don't go home just exhausted. You go home on a high. You go home you're already at the very top. Like every single time. Boom, 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 boom. And it's just, you're cleaning up and you're like, dude, that was amazing. And you go home. Okay? And then you should take another break. Okay, so let's go over what this break is, what this break entails. The first thing you need to do is you need to go outside. Get outside. I don't care where you're at, okay? You just get outside. Take 5 minutes, go outside, and just that fresh air, you get away from the kitchen. Don't go into the walk-in. Don't go into the dry storage. Don't go into your office. Get outside. Okay? I'm going to sit there and just kind of do this with me. So you just want to kind of relax. And you just want to release. You release all that stress that built up. Okay? You did it. You got everything done. Take a lot of big breaths, slow breaths. Okay? Take about a minute or two. Just release. Release it all. Just release it all. Then start bouncing on your feet. Okay? You can keep your eyes closed at this point, or you can open your eyes. It doesn't really matter. Okay? You start bouncing your feet. What you're doing is you're trying to start building up energy. Okay? You are the thing that builds the energy. You've got the energy inside of you. It's not given to you from the environment. You're the one who's generating the energy. Okay? So you start building up. Okay? Hopping on your feet. Sometimes I like to do some little fist pumps in the air, whatnot. Okay? And you start talking to yourself. You're like, okay, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to do service. It's service time. We're going to crush it. I've got everything ready. I already made sure I did my prep list. I know that I've got everything ready. Okay? So you're confident in yourself, building yourself up. Okay? Start taking some really sharp, quick breaths. Okay? And you're just building yourself up. You're just building up that energy. And once you get that energy built up, in about 5 minutes, you go back into the service. You go back into the kitchen, and you've got the energy. Okay? After service, you do the same thing. You're probably tired after service, okay? You're going to be tired. So you just release it. You start building up, okay? Crush it. Things went well, okay? If they didn't go well, that's okay. Release it. You'll get to it tomorrow, okay? It happens. You're going to go back in there, and you're just going to clean. You're going to get everything ready for the next day. If you're following my system with the rule of 3, you will be able to have everything ready for the next day. You just pull it out and you put it on, you get it ready. Okay? And so you know that you're ready to start the next day. There may be 1 or 2 things that you absolutely have to do, but most of the thing you're doing is going to be for a little bit later, at 2 or 3 days, not for the day of. Okay? So you know you're ready. You just build yourself up. Then you get back out there and you clean. And then when you go home, do the same thing. And this will help you to quit having those horrible service nightmares. Okay? The one where the ticket machine just keeps on printing and printing and printing and printing. The server shows up and they're like, I need you to do this and this and this modification, this modification. By doing that, it releases the stress that you have, that you've built up throughout the day, and will allow you to sleep well. And when you sleep well, you will have the energy and you will have the rest that you need to be able to come back the next day even more energized. The more you do this, following the rule of 3, tasting everything, and focusing on your mise en place, talking about what I'm telling you about, you will have so much more energy. I promise. Okay? I've taught several chefs this, and they are amazed at how much more energy they have. They're amazed at how much easier each day becomes as they follow these steps. So these are the first 3 rules because they are the most important to get you to where you need to be moving forward. So I want to thank you so very much for joining me. I'm so glad this finally worked. It's 3rd time, 4th time's a charm. And I will see you tomorrow, where we are going to be talking about how to maintain a clean and organized area. And what exactly does that mean? So I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so very much.